Hello and welcome to this overview of Deskera MRP. Deskera MRP, or Manufacturing Resource Planning, functions on MRP2 and is an integration between ERP and MRP1. As such, it provides you with an end-to-end solution for managing all your accounting needs and material management needs. You first define and plan all your manufacturing capabilities under 5 master setups: the Product Master, Labor Master, Machine Master, Work Center Master, and Routing Master. The Product Master lets you create many types of products. If the product is an inventory assembly, you can create its multi-level BOM with an easy-to-manage tree structure. You have infinite levels of BOM formulas to work with, and it applies for both discrete manufacturing and process manufacturing. You can define BOM codes, create alternate BOMs for your products, and map them to different work orders, work centers, and routings. You can also define quality parameters for all your products and subproducts, map them to quality groups, and set their passing ratings. The Labor Master lets you easily define every human resource labor along with his or her key skills and assigned work center. The cost of every labor resource is definable. Also note that any conflicts in the allocation of labor resources are easily detected and resolved. The Machine Master makes it easy to manage your machine resources. You are able to define both active and substitute machines and map them to specific work centers based on the processes that the machines are able to perform. Some of the machine's details which you can record include its serial number, purchase date, operating capacity, usage, and man-to-machine ratio. Your machines can be mapped to lease accounts or asset accounts that are integrated with other parts of Deskera ERP. All this makes it easier to identify the machines you need when you create a work order. The Work Center Master is where you define your work centers and assign to it your product, labor, and machine resources. The defining fields of a work center include its type, operating capacity, manager, and the warehouse that stores its products. The Routing Master is where you plan out sequences of tasks which have to be followed in order to manufacture your final products. Every sequence is saved either as a routing template or as a routing code, depending on how tried and tested you know it to be. Each task within a sequence is based on the resources from the other 4 masters and can be assigned quality check parameters. Tasks can be reordered in the sequence, indented to form a hierarchy, and be set as predecessors or dependencies of other tasks. An interactive Gantt chart allows you to visualize and manage all tasks using simple drag-and-drop inputs. Export or import tasks so that you don't have to always create sequences from scratch. You can also specify alternate routings if there's more than one way to manufacture the product. With your manufacturing capabilities defined, you are ready to engage with customers and create work orders for your manufacturing process. Whether your business practice for manufacturing is make-to-stock or make-to-order, Deskera MRP caters to both of them. In fact, it can handle all kinds of manufacturing, be it discrete, process, repetitive, continuous, and more. This is because you have the flexibility to create master contracts, sales orders, and sales contracts as supporting information to your work orders. The Master Contract module lets you store end-to-end information of the master contract or long-term sales agreement that you have with your customer. This includes the Master Contract Details, Shipment Contract, Billing Contract, Payment Terms, and Packaging Contract. On top of all that, you can attach any relevant contract documents to the master contract. When a customer accepts your quotation and sends you a purchase order, you can generate a sales order to acknowledge his purchase order and to capture the important manufacturing requirements such as the quantity, color, dimensions, and so on. These sales orders can be linked to the master contract or to the customer quotation, purchase order, or replacement number, or simply be created independently. You can create a sales contract that is linked to the sales order if you also need to agree on a billing plan and the period for which it remains valid. The sales contract is much like a subcontract to the master contract, since its terms and stored details are specific to a particular sales order. To initiate the manufacturing of a product or a batch of the same product, you would create its work order. A work order can be linked to a sales order or to a sales contract, or it can function on its own. That said, with all the links that you can create between so many types of records in Deskera MRP and ERP, your data entry will be made more efficient and less prone to human error, and you will be able to trace the history of your business activities from any point in the workflow. Here are a few things which Deskera MRP allows you to do with your work orders. You are able to choose the bill of materials for the product, set its start date and delivery date, update the label of the work order status as it progresses. For instance, if it's in process, if it has been released, or is being built now. Map the work order to a routing template or a routing code which you have defined earlier in the routing master, and its associated tasks will appear here. If you need to tweak the tasks, you can do so right here without having to go back to the routing master. In fact, there are additional task details to be provided at this stage. You can choose the skills and processes of a laborer or machine, because they may have more than just their key skills and can be assigned to different processes. Documents which can serve as the proof of completion of a task can be uploaded by dragging them from your desktop and dropping them here. You can also choose which group of quality check parameters that you defined earlier in the product master to use in the current work order. It's important to keep track of the progress of each task, so Deskera MRP allows your floor manager to update the percentage of the task's completion supported by concrete data such as the quantity that was produced, out of which how many failed quality control, how many of those were recyclable, and how many were wasted. And for those which passed quality control, which warehouse or location they were sent to. You can streamline your project tasks by creating a to-do list, which further breaks down each task and distributes the responsibilities to other members. It also allows you to grade their performance based on a quality control rating which you set right here. Deskera MRP checks for any resource conflicts. For example, when a laborer is assigned to do 2 work orders at the same time. All conflicts will be displayed here and you can resolve them on the spot. Deskera MRP also checks if you have enough components in your warehouse to proceed with your work orders and lets you easily resolve any shortfall quantities. From just this one screen which shows the bill of materials and the quantity details of every component, you can easily see which components have a shortfall quantity, block off or reserve quantities of components so that they can't be used by other work orders, and create purchase orders or purchase requisitions for more components. Manage your created work orders on a macro level simply by starting them, updating their statuses to in process, built, or release, or closing them. The Job Workout module lets you manage all your outsourced manufacturing orders. Filling up information when creating a job workout order is of course very straightforward. Last but not least, Deskera MRP offers you a wide range of manufacturing reports for your viewing. For instance, tracking the progress of tasks is intuitive because it's displayed using percentages and progress bars. Another useful report is the Work Order Shortfall Product Register because it gives you a bird's eye view of all the shortfall quantities across all work orders, which can be helpful for you to decide on larger bulk purchases upon restocking. The Work Order Profitability Report shows costs incurred from the laborers, machines, and materials needed for completing a work order, which can be vital in helping you plan for better cost efficiency for your manufacturing. This concludes our overview of Deskera MRP. We hope you liked what you saw, and we would love to hear any questions that you may have. Thanks for watching.